On the continuing row within the Labour Party over anti-Semitism, despite the decision to suspend the former Mayor of London, Ken Livingstone, for his comments, and Jeremy Corbyn, the party leader, announcing an independent inquiry is to be held. Well, joining us now from Gibraltar is Justin Cohen, the news editor of Jewish News. Justin, thanks very much for joining us this evening. To what extent does it improve matters that Ken Livingstone has apologised for any upset he caused, and also told us that he's only been saying the same thing as Benjamin Netanyahu, the Israeli Prime Minister?
Well, not at all is the answer. Ken Livingstone, on I think about 10 occasions this morning in his LBC interview, had the opportunity to say sorry. I think he expressed regret for any damage done to his ally Jeremy Corbyn and to the Labour Party, but there was no regret, no remorse for the hurt and damage to the Jewish community. As for the comments on Benjamin Netanyahu, simply not true. Benjamin Netanyahu didn't say that Hitler was a Zionist.
Let's look at this inquiry then. How is it going to achieve anything meaningful? Because with the best will in the world, Shami Chakrabarti might not get people to admit to views which they know will get them into trouble.
Well, I think this is very symbolic for a start. On Thursday night, people were rightly very concerned when Jeremy Corbyn gave quite a dismissive reaction to the Ken Livingstone fury, suggesting in some way that jealousy of the success of the Labour Party at grassroots level was behind the allegations. The fact that a day later the party announced a new code of conduct potentially and this new inquiry must be taken as a positive sign, a sign that finally the leadership is recognising that there is a problem here. And I believe it's a problem that actually goes well beyond the Labour Party. Who
decides, though, which views within the Labour Party are acceptable, whether they are anti-Semitic or anti-Israel?
Well, I think these will hopefully be decided in discussions with the Jewish community and with others. But it should be fairly clear. It's perfectly fine to criticise Israel. You know, Israel is a thriving democracy. Its own newspapers will criticise it heavily on a daily basis. We at the Jewish News will criticise Israel, criticise the settlement policies frequently. But when you're talking about anti-Zionism, when you're talking about criticism that's comparing Israel to Hitler, Israel to the Nazis, that's focused solely on Israel and no other country in the region, then you're seeping into anti-Semitism. There have been numerous...
Sorry. But there are occasions, and we know this from when we're reporting what's happening in Israel, for example, that very quickly people can be shut down, that their views, if they are about the policies of the Israeli government, people can be accused of anti-Semitism, can't they?
I think they're accused of anti-Semitism, hopefully, when they're being anti-Semitic. I think there have been a number of people suspended by the Labour Party. Jeremy Corbyn presumably acknowledges that those people are being accused of or being guilty, potentially, of anti-Semitism. I point to one particular case that actually really illustrates to me the problem that's taking place at the moment on the left. The fact that Councillor Kadim Hussein was suspended for endorsing a post that accused Hitler of murdering 6 million Zionists. The fact that the word Zionist was used in that place, that really illustrates the problem here.
How does the Labour Party then move on from this and try to put it right and regain the trust of any Jewish people who might have felt in the past inclined to vote for it?
Yeah, I think that the party has a huge way to go. This inquiry that's been announced is a starting point. Jeremy Corbyn has a lot to prove. I think there still needs to be an explicit recognition, preferably from the leader, to say that there is a problem on the left in Britain today. Also, particularly, that there's a problem in parts of the pro-Palestinian movement. The fact that every one of the 8 or 9 figures who have been over the past month have considered themselves to be pro-Palestinian activists and haven't just stepped over the line into anti-Semitism, but have trampled all over it, I think really illustrates the problem. And Jeremy Corbyn, being such an ardent advocate of the Palestinian cause, as he's perfectly entitled to be, has huge potential, huge power here to make a difference. He could really change the narrative by acknowledging that, and also acknowledging some of his past associates, the language he's used in relation to people who are extremists, who have been pro-Palestinian activists, who have stepped over that line. If he was able to come out and recognise that that language wasn't helpful, that that language was simply wrong, then that could do more than any other inquiry could probably do.
I have a feeling we might speak again on this, but for now, Justin Cohen from Jewish News, thank you very much.
Thank you.